Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we have a deck list for you. It's a Pauper deck that will cost you about 34 bucks. Its name is Sultai's Deathly Flash and it is a mid-range slash control deck. So we have here the deck list and let's begin with the creatures, the 2 mana creatures. We have Coiling Oracle and Putrid Leech. Coiling Oracle is a 1/1 for blue and green that says that when it enters the battlefield, you reveal the top card of your library. If it is a land card, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, put that card in your hand. This card will help us ramp or draw a card and champ block. Also we have Putrid Leech is a 2/2 for black and green that says if you pay 2 life, Putrid Leech becomes a 4/4 until end of turn. Also to draw cards we have Muldrifter and Thorn of the Black Rose. Muldrifter is a 2/2 for 5 flying. When it enters the battlefield it allows you to draw 2 cards. Also you can evoke it for 2, so when it enters the battlefield it is sacrificed. Thorn of the Black Rose is a 1/3 Death Touch for 4 mana. When it enters the battlefield you become the Monarch. The Monarch is a mechanic that allows you to draw 1 card at the end of your turn. But if you are dealt combat damage, you lose the monarchy. Also, we have 3 Simian Grants and 4 Wink Coatls. These cards give the name to the deck. Simian Grants is a 3/4 for 3 with Echo and Flash. Echo means that we have to pay its mana cost once on our next upkeep. And Wink Coatl is a 1/1 for 3 with Flash, Flying and Death Touch. We can use it to chunk block any creature, boggles or whatever you need. Also we have some counter spells. We have 4 Prohibit, 2 Soul Manipulations and 3 Pulses of Murasa. Prohibit is a counter target spell if its converted mana cost is 2 or less. If you pay its kicker cost, which is 2, counter that spell if its converted mana cost is 4 or less. Usually in Pauper you're playing converted mana cost around 2, 3 perhaps. Tron plays 7, but that's Tron. Usually it's 2 or less, so you hardly ever will need to pay its kicker cost. Also Soul Manipulation, it's a choose one or both counter target creature spell and or return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This will allow us to chunk block with a creature, then on the next turn, if our opponent casts a creature spell, we can counter it and return the creature from our graveyard to our hand. And also 3 Pulses of Murasa that gains us 6 life, and we can return a creature or a land card from our graveyard to their hand. Also our removal packets, we have Chainer's Edict, Echoing Decay and Agony Warp. Chainer's Edict is a 4/off that says target player sacrifices a creature and it has flashback for 7. This will allow us to kill boggles or big creatures or whatever we need. We have Echoing Decay, a 2 mana instant spell that says target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature get -2/-2 until end of turn. This will allow us to do the 2/4 or kill a lot of tokens or perhaps the Squadron Hawks. And lastly we have Agony Warp. It's a 2 mana instant that says target creature gets -3/-0 until end of turn and target creature gets -0/-3 until end of turn. Bear in mind that you can target 2 different creatures or the same one. So for our lands, as we are a 3-color deck, we have a lot of tap lands. We have Thornwood Falls, Jungle Hollow and Dismal Blackwater. These 3 lands enter the battlefield tap and gains us a life. Also, we have Ash Barrens, Bojuka Bog, and Kalni Garden. Ash Barrens is a land that produces colorless, and it has basic land cycling 1. This means that if you pay 1 and discard that card from your hand, you can search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Bojuka Bog is a land that produces black mana, enter the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, you can exile target player's graveyard. And lastly, we have a Kalni Garden. It's a land that produces green and enters the battlefield tapped, but it creates a 0/1 green plant creature token. We have also 3 tap lands, bounce lands, that when it enters the battlefield, you have to return a land to your hand, but it produces 2 mana colors. Lastly, the basic lands, we have 1 swamp, 2 islands, and 2 forests. Our sideboard, we have 2 negates, 1 dispel, and 1 blue elemental blast to fight against control. Negate is a 2 mana instant that counters target non-creature spell. Dispel is a 1 mana instant that counters target instant spell. And Blue Elemental Blast is a 1 mana instant spell that counters target red spell or destroys target red permanent. We also have 3 Penumbra Spiders and 2 Evinker's Justice. Penumbra Spider is a 4 mana creature, a 2/4 with reach, that when it dies, you create a 2/1 Black Spider creature token with reach, so it is like if it never died. Also, Evinker's Justice is a 4 mana sorcery that deals 2 damage to everything, but it has buyback 3. You can use it against control or against aggro. Then we have 2 Okiba Gang Shinobi, 1 Serene Heart, and 2 Wicker Bow Elder. Okiba Gang Shinobi is a 3/2 for 5 that has ninjutsu 4. Ninjutsu is a mechanic that you can pay 4, return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand, and then you put this creature into the battlefield tapped and attacking. Also, when Okiba Gang Shinobi deals combat damage to a player, that player discards 2 cards. This is good against control, against mid-range, and perhaps against combo if you're fast enough. Serene Heart is a 2 mana instant spell that destroys all auras, so this is almost a 1 for 18 against Boggles. And we have a Wicker Bow Elder. It's a 4/4 for 3 that enters the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it. But if you pay 1 green and remove the counter, it destroys target artifact or enchantment. Lastly, we have 1 Nihil Spell Bomb, because 2 Bojuka Bogs in the main board are not always. So, how do you play this deck, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. During the early game, you have Coiling Oracle and Putrid Leech. Both can chunk block. Also, Coiling Oracle helps you ramp and gives you a card. You have Agony Warp and other removal spells. Use them every single one you need. Some of them has flashback. Also, your lands, although they come into tapped, they will help you with the gaining life, bouncing the Kalni Garden to create another token to chunk block. Then you can survive to get to the mid game. In the mid game, you have Wink, Coatl, Soul Manipulations, and other counters, and Pulses of Murasa. You can flash creatures during the attack step, so, well, you kill the ones you need, like a sort of murder. Also, you can Soul Manipulation to counter a creature and return a Wind Coatl that has also killed a creature, so it's like a 2-for-1, and then you can Pulses of Murasa to return another one, and then play that instant speed, and they will, lose another creature, you gain 6 life, and you gain card advantage. Then you also have Muldrifter, please play Muldrifter. It's so good. You can evoke it during the mid game, or perhaps you have ramped a lot and you can play it on turn 4. Play Muldrifter. It's very good. And then you have the late game. Play Muldrifter. Muldrifter. You probably have some spare counters and Peter Glitch, which is a 4/4. Yeah, kill them. It's easy. With Muldrifter, it's easy. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.